Daniel, welcome back to Kurdistan.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank
again.
you. And this is not your first time, of
No,
course,
no.
because
No,
you've
no.
spent
Spend a lot of time here, I think. Yes.
and researching snakes, reptiles, right?
Amphibians.
Amphibians.
Yeah, we did some nice research, on all the frogs here with my colleagues when we were working on some, specific genera which are living in this. People say this is desert environment, but amphibians are here, few species, and they are also interesting. So, because as is, for example, mentioned in this book, this break between Mesopotamia and Iranian highlands is very important.
In terms of the
Biogeography.
biogeography.
Yes, and it also creates some specific place for developing of a specific culture here. This is why you have several ethnics living in Kurdistan, not only Kurdish people, but mixed from different.
Wow. So the difference in the geography is not only in the wildlife, but also in human life.
You have some specific valley somewhere in the mountains, and if you go there, you can find some specific ethnicity or specific culture or something like this. And this is also like small evolution. So it's nice. And people have or had in the past some special feeling for mountains.
Yes.
Because mountains provide some good
there is a strong connection between the Kurdish people, not just the Kurdish people who live here, different ethnicities, and the mountains.
Yes.
They say unbreakable link.
Yes.
And so what brought you here first, the first time, was to come and research amphibians, reptiles, and snakes? Or did you come here first and then you started doing the research?
No, it was first I was thinking about it, because always I wanted to visit Iraq. When I was small guy, I was reading, different books and watching on the maps. I have few areas when I wanted to visit when I was a child. One of this area is Iraq, like not Iraq like a country, but this region between Zagros and between Anatolia and Mesopotamia, because this is the origin of civilization.
Exactly.
And second region is like Afghanistan, totally specific, similar, because you have Hindu Kush mountains here, which are again close to Indus and Indian plains.
Yeah.
So something similar. And like Hindu Kush and these areas with Pashto people, I see many similarities between Pashto people, for example, and people in the Middle East.
I agree. I see also when I read history, listen to Afghan music, even their language is full of Kurdish words.
Exactly. Yeah. Baluchi people speak very similar.
Very similar, yeah.
They have some similar words from like Kurdish people.
So when you came here, and now you are back, of course, I must mention that this is an amazing book.
Thank you.
I got this copy today. I've been very interested in snakes all my life because I grew up on a farm.
Yes.
And I must say also that both of my parents were bitten by snakes.
Really?
Yeah.
Venomous snakes?
Yeah. My mom was bitten by a snake before I was born, years ago in a village. And she had to walk all the way from the place where she was bitten by the snake to a hospital. My dad was also bitten. But now, when you read a book like this, you realize that not every snake is venomous. So that's why I got this book. It's amazing. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone gets hold of a copy to read.
Thank you. I hope this will be like important for Kurdish people to understand this very interesting group of animals. Because snakes, you know it very well from the beginning of humans.
Yeah.
They fascinate. This is something, some kind of special animal, I would like to say. Closely connected to people. And they are still watching on these snakes, but with distance.
Exactly.
But still fascinating.
There's, I think, some kind of love and hate relationship between humans and snakes.
Exactly.
Yeah. They are admired and hated at the same time.
And I think even people don't like snakes, they are coming and see, and they are fascinating. I don't know why, how to explain.
That's very true. That's very true. I was saying to a friend a couple of days ago that even people who don't like snakes, they like stories about snakes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because this is something, mystical.
Yeah.
Mystical. And this is true because they are living in some special, they have special natural history.
Mm.
They are living in a hidden place, hunting on some other animals which are also not commonly visible. So I am not surprised. And they are
Yeah.
venomous. They are also non-venomous, but most of the people think that all snakes are dangerous. And they are afraid.
Is it the same everywhere based on your research in Kurdistan and elsewhere? In other countries too, people think that every snake should be killed? Or have you been in a place where people love all types of snakes?
This is a good question. I have to say, I've been, for example, in Central America, and people starting to understand that not all snakes are like venomous,
Yeah.
dangerous, and they have some kind of this education, and they keep distance. But they have also very venomous snakes over there. But when I'm in the Middle East, and this is maybe connected something to, or has some connection to religion, people deeply believe that all these animals are dangerous and should be killed, which is not true, and which is a pity, I would like to say, because these animals are part of the nature. They are longer time than humans are on the earth.
Yeah.
And they have this deep ecological connection to our ecological network.
Yeah, and they are important because they
Very
control, as you said, other animals like rats, mice.
No, but not only control. Very often people think that animals should have some, how to say, maybe, they could be beneficial for us.
Yeah.
But this is not, animals are not for us here.
Exactly.
They are part of this network, and everything is connected, and everything working well because of this connection, because of this ecological network. But this is hard to understand for common people, of course.
Yeah.
So they think, sometimes snakes should not be here with us.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they start to remove them. But
and the issue is that as an expert, you would know, or other experts would know, that which snake is venomous and which one is not. But for an ordinary person who does not have the expertise, they don't know which one is venomous and which one is not. So in that case, you suggest that they should not be touched, whether they are venomous or not. Just leave them in their own environment.
Exactly. This is the first recommendation I say to people. If you are afraid of snake, don't touch, don't go close.
Exactly.
They are afraid of you.
Yes.
You can be afraid, but they are more afraid.
Yeah.
And I would wanted to say these animals are really fantastic. Why? Because they were able to evolve in different environments.
Wow.
You have snakes which are in the sea.
Yes.
And they have very potent venom because they need to kill fish very quickly, for example. You have snakes which are all the life in the soil, and they looks like worms.
Yeah.
For example, on this cover of this book, you have two species like this in Kurdistan. Xerotyphlops, this is like, worm snake, and Myriopholis, two genera which are for me fantastic because they have special adaptation, evolutionary adaptation, but they should start maybe be interesting for other people, because you cannot see, they are common in the world, but you cannot see them commonly. And when we were in the field, when I am in the field, and very often people don't trust me that these animals are vertebrates and snakes. So
yeah, my brother, I have an older brother who used to catch snakes when we were growing up in my town, and he loves snakes, and he says something that I really appreciate, and he says everyone hates snakes, but poor snakes have more enemies than anything else. He says birds eat them, other animals, cats,
mammals,
mammals, and snakes are always hiding most of the time. They don't come after people.
They have very simple life. This is also what I like on snakes. They have very simple life. They just want to be somewhere in in shelter.
Exactly.
They want to reproduce and they want to have something for eating,
Yeah.
and they don't eat too much. We should be
Maybe
like,
that's why they don't like them, because they are always hiding.
yes.
Yeah.
And they should inspire us, because we humans, we sometimes eat a lot.
Exactly. Wow.
And we don't need.
That's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We have a lot of food waste, whereas snakes don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And these animals are strict. They don't need.
Did you come across any unique species of snake in the Kurdistan region anywhere
there is
during
a-
your research? Something
is a
you
sev-
found out and where?
There is several species like this. It's needed to say that Kurdistan has currently no endemic snake, but there are some sub-endemic species
Hmm.
which are living in Iranian highlands and Zagros mountains, endemic for Zagros. And they, of course, they are in the Kurdistan. But now I have the evidence that one genus probably contain a new species of snake, which is perhaps endemic for Iraq.
What's the name of?
It's not named because
Ah.
it will be described maybe,
Wow.
and then we will decide what name we will provide for this snake, for this species. It's from the genus Aerenis, and Aerenis is a genus which is not common, but you can find, and is very diverse, especially in the Zagros mountains. So I'm not surprised. And for example, when you go to Iran or Turkey, you can find many species of this genus, and probably here in Kurdistan, maybe one, maybe several new species. So we will need to study them better, and we will also need to build some, evolutionary tree. How was the evolution of these snakes in the past?
And here, based on your book, I see that this book, of course, you put together with several Kurdish experts as
they
well.
are fantastic people.
Exactly, yeah. Their names are here, and it's full of amazing pictures and their explanations. I see that we have different kinds of snakes, like open plain snakes, water snakes, mountain snakes, right? It's not just a few kinds.
No.
I hear that there is around 40.
Yeah, 41, which are present in Kurdistan or expected to be present, because several mountain species, they are very close to Iraq border. Or several species from the desert, they are very close to the territory of Kurdistan.
So by expecting, you mean if it exists in Iraq or Iran, you expect it to be here?
Exactly. And there are like 7 like this, I think. And this is, in 2019, I described one species of snake from Turkey, Eastern Turkey, which is like distributed in Armenia, Turkey, Georgia, and Azerbaijan, and also part of the Iran. And I expected that time that these species could go by Zagros to the south and maybe reach Iraq, territory of Iraq.
Yeah.
And what we found, this species we found 2022, based on the observation from local people in region of Pajvin.
Wow, in Penjwan.
Yes, and this snake is present there.
So
it's
your
fantastic.
expectation
We
was
have, and
right.
and that's that case. And I expect more like this for this Kurdistan. So probably this number of species of snakes which are mentioned in this book is not final.
How long does it take for a snake to travel for a species? I mean, not an individual, say, from one country to another. Is it tens of years, hundreds, or thousands, for example?
This is a very good question, because people think maybe it takes very short, but this is not true. It depends on the species. If we are talking about natural dispersion, so it takes maybe 10,000 years. From many species came to different areas after last ice age. And then when, this earth was more, has better condition, warm conditions, so different species spread from southern parts to different areas.
So
of the
that's
world.
the driving force behind the snake going. It's like environment, prey.
Exactly. Always everything in this world is driving by environment. If you are able to adapt to environmental changes, you will survive. If you are not able to adapt, you will die, you will extinct.
Exactly.
This is speciation, extinction, like relation and evolution. So it happens. And some species, of course, in the past, you had here in Kurdistan a higher diversity, maybe higher diversity of snakes and different genera, different species. Now you have certain like diversity, it will change in future.
Change to the better, or
it depends what is better or not good for us, you know.
for us or for the snake?
It depends if this is better for us or for the snakes. But for example, there is one study which is saying that in some areas of the Middle East will coming new venomous snakes, for example, because they will spread to areas where will be suitable conditions for them, which are now in, for example, in India. Just example, this cannot be true, but for example, they are now in India or southern part of Arabia, and they can spread to in thousands of years to the north, and maybe they will reach these areas. Anyway, and there are also species which can reach new areas because of introduction of human. Human because humans are moving, they have some transportation, so they are able to relocate some species accidentally from one place to second place, and they sometimes establish new populations. And this is now, I was, in your house, and I saw you have these geckos.
Yes.
In the house. And this is gecko which is called Certopodium scabrum. And this Certopodium scabrum is probably not, has probably not natural distribution here. Perhaps it was introduced in the past from other parts of the Middle East, and now is here, for example, in Erbil or other parts of the Kurdistan. This is, for example, what we are now studying, because we are interested about genetic diversity of this species.
I took a picture of this one. This is what you're...
Yeah. This is Certopodium scabrum.
I took this picture a couple of years ago. And but what do you think of the idea of... I personally care about that topic a lot, of invasive species of anything, whether it's a plant or a snake or a bird. Is it the same with snakes? Like, is it bad to bring a snake as a pet to a country, release it, and would it affect the local environment?
It's very bad. In many cases, it will not affect, because they cannot survive in many cases. But is it bad for that animal? These animals, when you can imagine someone take you and put somewhere in the island or I don't know where, you will not be happy. You will try to survive,
especially
and probably,
if it's against your will.
And you will probably die. So it's same. This is stress for these animals, and they, in many cases, they died, or maybe they survive in some way, and in the end, it's not good for them. But sometimes it happened that they establish population, for example, in several islands in Europe or some areas of Europe, people took some species, put to the nature, and population was established. And this is not good, because I don't like because this is simply like, changing something which is not natural.
Exactly.
If they will go there, if they will reach these areas in sense of natural dispersions, okay.
Over the course of years.
For many years, and we will find new, we will detect that this species was 20 years ago here and now is here. It's nice. It's something speaking about
gradual.
Yes, gradual, speaking about the evolution of the species and ability to disperse. For example, this one snake which is living in Kurdistan, this water snake. This species has very good migration ability, and it's spread, for example, in Africa. Is it present in Suez, in Egypt, northern Egypt? Now is going down because of the Nile River, and perhaps we will find this species very soon in Sudan, northern Sudan.
And you said we have the same snake here,
Yes,
that water snake.
yes, that water snake,
Wow, I saw.
Natrix tessellata. But this species is very complicated because we study their genetic diversity, and we found that maybe there is not one species in that
One species,
group.
yeah.
In that species, you know, there is a concept of cryptic species, and this snake is one of these example of cryptid diversity. So it means they create or have populations which are morphologically very similar on a big range, but when you look on their genetics or some specific characters in morphology, you see differences, and they are deeply different.
Is there ever the threat of extinction to a snake? Like some animals over the course of history have gone extinct. Is it true of snakes as well? Can a specific type of snake go extinct?
Yes, could be for some species. For example, for mountain species. If the environment in the mountains will change, for example, there will be, you know, warming, and they will not have this changes in temperatures during the day, because they like to have very cold nights and very warm days, you know, and they are living in that condition. If there will be only warm, or this difference will be not like important or high, they can die, they can extinct.
Yeah. Wow,
So
completely.
mostly this is true for mountain species, but some, of course, there are other examples. But there is one study which is saying that reptiles in desert environments or desert like conditions or warm environments, they are better protected from the extinction than other species. For example, species in the rainforest or tropical countries. So there is chance that in this sense Kurdistan snakes are like safe, you know, but the species composition will change, I am sure, in the level of many thousands of years.
Not anytime soon, you mean?
It's hard to predict, but I think no, not soon. Maybe there will be some changes in species composition in few species, but for future, of course, nothing is stable.
Yeah.
You know it in the Middle East.
So the daily killings, let's say people, in the beginning of the book, it says that roadkill is a major problem for, there's one example you mentioned near Karadagh. You go from Karadagh to somewhere within the distance of 50 kilometers, you see 4 or 5 snakes killed by cars, or people pass by, stop, kill the snake.
Yeah, this is true.
These daily killings affect a snake population as well, do you think? They do, but
you know,
to what extent?
I'm a scientist, so it means I need data. If I will have data, and we will work with colleagues from Iraq on in this particular question, and we will find some big impact of like vehicles on snake populations, so then we can say, okay, there is an impact and we should be careful about it. But now I can only predict. So yes, if number of cars will be higher, roads will be better, and snakes will coming, and you know, there will be more density of people on that road, so we can expect that there will be more dead snakes on the roads. But how big effect? Of course, there are some studies from other countries, and they say there is an effect on population of snakes or local population of snakes, but in Kurdistan, hard to say now. We don't have data.
I remember, like, and still I think there is a particular, a certain time of year when snakes are really vulnerable, and I think that's the end of spring when they come out of hibernation. As I was growing up, as I said, and still people in rural areas, there are hundreds of snakes. They come out, they are really slow moving. I think they are warming up or something.
Exactly.
They are very vulnerable, and that's when many people kill these snakes.
Yeah. In that time, they are, you know, you can easily find them in some places, and people kill them, of course, because they think there is some, big reproduction of snakes.
Yeah.
They are coming from the ground.
Exactly, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. But this is not true. They are waiting for a good period of reproduction. They also need to process some, processes in the body, which allow them to reproduce, especially males. And they start to reproduce. And of course, if people found such snakes during that period, unfortunately, it happens that they are killing them. So I would like to say to people, please don't do this, because is it not necessary?
Yeah, it's pointless. Why
It's
would
pointless.
Yeah.
And these animals were evolved of millions of years here, and they are part of your nature, part of your environment.
Yeah.
You should care. I know for many people it's hard to understand why they should care about snakes,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I know what I'm saying. And
Yeah, but myth also, historical myths, I think, have a direct link to the idea of snakes.
definitely.
So do you think that there are good myths and bad myths, like one in whether you've seen it in Kurdistan or anywhere else, where people have a belief that this belief is in the interest of snakes, and they have bad beliefs that you should kill them, or a snake means this and that?
In many cases, or major cases, I would like to say, I saw only like
Negative.
negative
Wow.
myths related to snakes. But of course, for example, Kurdistan is famous, or this region is famous of the myth of Shahmaran, which could be like inspiration for people why to protect snakes, because Shahmaran means like half woman, half snake, and she was very clever, and it says something about this species also, or these animals also. So maybe people people should have some inspiration from that legend.
Yeah,
And this is very nice,
Yeah, humans have always been inspired by other animals. Like
Yes.
even some
You can see
technologies
exactly.
have been a replica or a reproduction of a certain bird, for example, an airplane built on the dynamics of a
Nothing is
bird.
new. Nothing is new on this world.
Exactly.
Nature was here before us, and
Yeah,
you can see these birds. Fantastic, and we have
Yeah.
plants, and we just learn from them.
Do you have any favorite type of snake? I must say, let's say in Kurdistan or anywhere else, there's one that you love more than any other snake.
I think no. I simply love snakes, in general, because I'm fascinated of their life and their evolution and their adaptation. So it's like for me, it's like a group for studies, for have some interest in knowledge, and maybe I have some favorite species. You have also here in Iraq one species which is like spider-tailed snake, viper. And this species is really amazing, and this species has tail which looks like a spider, and it uses this.
I've seen videos of that. Yeah.
It's famous, and this tail is using for to hunt birds, specific species of birds, and when someone sees it must be fascinated, I think, because how this snake said, it's like he couldn't say it. Okay, now I will hunt on birds and I will develop
Exactly.
this my tail like a spider.
Yeah, this technique, yeah.
This is not true. This is through the evolution, mutations, and adaptations, and it evolves to some specific adaptation or strategy, which is wonderful, wonderful. We are using cars, we are using different technologies, but we must put a lot of effort to this. And they were able to do this naturally.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
without any effort, without any...
Exactly, without any money.
Exactly, yeah. But I must say, in Kurdistan, there is the type of snake, we call it black snake. And I think most people know that they don't want to kill that snake. I don't know where the original belief comes from, but I have heard it ever since I was a child. I still hear it from people in this village and everywhere that the black snake is harmless, don't touch it, and it's eating other venomous snakes.
Yes, this
At
is
least
true.
there is that belief.
You can check this snake in the book. It's a snake which is called Dolichophis jugularis.
Hmm.
It's a big species, black, but not always black. We have population which are like brown and they don't have this melanistic coloration. But yes, it's hunt on viper, Levantine viper, which is very venomous. And I would like to say that this is really dangerous snakes in Kurdistan because it's sometimes living near to people. For example, we found these snakes in the campus of Suleimani University, which is, you know,
On the campus,
Yeah.
in the city.
Yeah. So they are there, and it can happen that it can bite people.
Do you think that snake on the Suleimania University campus had always lived there and the
Definitely.
university was built, or it
Definitely.
found its way to
Definitely.
the campus? Wow.
As I said, snakes were first here,
Exactly.
and then we came.
Yeah.
So
That's why when I see, when I lived in the city here in Erbil, I would cycle around at night, and every night I would come across foxes.
really,
So many people thought that these foxes come from the countryside to the city at night.
Yeah, but
they lived there, and you build a city around their environment.
but sometimes for some species this is true, because you know near to human settlements they found some kind of food,
Yeah.
and this food is like easily to obtain, but not for snakes. Snakes are a bit different case. Maybe some species which are hunting on rats, they can came to houses and search for this prey. But yeah, generally snakes were there first.
Yeah, and speaking of rats, actually, I have some chickens. Last month, one of them was sitting on 8 eggs to hatch them. A few days later, I was away for the weekend. I came back, all the eggs were gone. And I still don't know if they were eaten by snakes or by rats, because there are rats and there are snakes around here. That's one mystery I haven't.
Could be both, you know, could be both.
Yeah, because at first I said they must have been eaten by rats, but then I thought it could be snakes.
Yeah. They are species which are, you know, using eggs for food. So
Yeah,
it can be like this.
Have you been in any dangerous situation with snakes in your studies, in your lifetime?
I have been. When I was in Uzbekistan, I was mostly bitten by cobra.
You were bitten?
No.
Oh,
Almost.
wow.
You know, almost. I was bitten by this Naja oxiana, which is Central Asiatic species of snake, and this would be very bad because we were far from the hospital. And this species is very venomous. So you don't have cobras here in Kurdistan except this one species of black snake which is living in the desert and which is very rare, by the way. But sometimes people found this species, and it's also venomous and also potent, but rare. So it's not like this Levantine viper. And I had some other situations when I was, you know, working with snakes. Also, I was bitten by 5 times by viper, but it was in the, you know, near to the hospital, so
Where?
it was fine in my country.
Oh, in
Yes,
Czechia.
yeah.
And you said earlier, before we started recording, that you have 5 species or types of snakes
In Czech Republic?
In Czech Republic, and one is
venomous.
Is venomous.
So compare this diversity, you have here 41.
41.
You know, it's snakes.
And out of the 41, how many here are venomous of the snakes?
So generally you have this Levantine viper, Macrovipera lebetinus. Then you have this cobra, which is living in the desert.
Sand cobra.
Yes, Walternesia, genus Walternesia, which is very specific genus. Only one species of this genus is living on this world. And you have this second viper, Montivipera radei, which is living in the mountains. So again, this is species which is venomous, but people cannot, maybe found this species very common because is it in environment which is very far from like common settlements or some high density of people. So if someone is going to mountains.
Yeah, so when a snake is rare, it also means contact with people is rare.
Yes, of course, it's rare, and the case of biting, they are not common. I don't know personally nobody from here who was bitten by this Montivipera. And maybe people know something, but
Actually, I know two people knew because they are both dead from snake bites.
really,
Yeah, I'm from Halabja. I don't know if you have
I
been
know.
to Halabja. My father's uncle was working on his farm in a mountain near Halabja. He was bitten by a snake, and I wasn't there, but the family who went a few hours later to bring him back, they said his body was almost starting to decompose, like a few hours after being bitten. And another neighbor also, the same thing. He was bitten by a snake and he died maybe an hour. They found him the next day. I don't know what kind.
This was Macrovipera.
Probably, yeah.
Big specimen, like some big specimens, they have high volume of venom in the venom glands.
And when a snake bites you, do they feel threatened, or do they think your hand is a mouse or a prey or something? What's the case?
What's the case? The case is defense. In many cases, this is only for defense. So when they, but I will say you something very interesting. Just recently we described one case, but very often is it because of defense. In case of defense, they don't use so high level of volume of the venom. They just say you be careful with me.
It's a warning.
Yeah, warning. But still there is a venom.
Yes.
And still a lot, for the body, for the human.
So there is a difference when a snake is warning you to the amount of venom they use, and when they attack you.
There are studies on this. But snakes never attacked people because wants to attack people.
Yes.
Because okay, but this is also not true now, because we have. I heard from my colleagues from South Africa that several species of cobras, the genus Naja, they are attacking people sleeping in the houses, and bite them because they think they are food,
Wow.
And this was not described, and this is like, let's say, case which is very rare. And maybe from media sometimes there are these cases of python from Southeast Asia which kill it and swallow some kids or humans, or anacondas in South America, big specimens which were also able to eat some small people. So it can happen.
And now with AI, it's not helping snakes because people generate all types of videos where a snake is swallowing a human being or a cow or something.
Exactly.
Doesn't help.
No, doesn't help, and this is another example of fascination of snakes.
People with snakes.
Of people by snakes, because yes, but this is not. This is pointless. This is for nothing, and people should always maybe read some good literature or maybe some good sources on the websites than believe to this social media or some viral.
So the more you
sources.
know about snakes, basically, that's why I think this book that you have researched and written and explained very well with your Kurdish colleagues is not just for the sake of a book, right? At the end of the day, is for everyone.
Everyone.
To be able to learn about snakes.
If people will be interested, there will be for everyone. And this was the reason why it's in Kurdish.
Yeah.
Because, not everybody is able to understand or speak or read in English. So we wanted to spread this book to local people, to Kurdish people. And if we will be able to change mind on snakes in few individuals, it will be nice.
Exactly.
I will be happy.
Yeah.
So, and then they can maybe spread these ideas or these things to other people, and people start to believe that, okay, we should just observe snakes, don't kill them.
Yeah.
This will be nice.
And now you are even going on this trip. You are here for a few days. You are going to, I've heard, to Choman, to Duhok and Zaho. Is that to look for more snakes or to confirm something? Is it
Yeah,
part of
to
your
confirm,
research?
but also I would like to say these northern areas are not well researched,
Mhm.
explored. So we have this plan to visit these areas around Duhok and check these mountains, because historically there is several examples of some strange observations, and I would like to personally see the habitat and see what is living there, because there is a potential of some species which were not recorded in Iraq.
Wow.
Or recorded but historically, and recent records are not available.
And I see that in the opening of the book, there is a list of European researchers.
Not only European but also Middle Eastern.
Middle Eastern.
Yes,
So they came to Kurdistan to,
but
you are part of that long line of researchers
but
who,
very long time. Most of them in the first half of 20th century, and first were from 19th century. So,
wow.
so then there was a big break. There was generally there was one scientist from 80s of 20th century, Saman Lahoni from Baghdad. We also dedicated this book to him.
Is his photo here?
Yeah.
He was from Baghdad, Iraqi researcher.
He is originally Kurdish.
Kurdish, wow.
From the south of Kurdistan. Is it, I think, here on the cover?
Oh, wow.
And you know, he was like a pioneer of herpetology of Kurdistan from that period.
Wow.
So he did some nice research.
Is it available like in a book or research paper or something
Research
if one
papers,
wants to
mostly,
look for
yeah,
it?
research papers.
Wow.
So we wanted to, say this person
Saman
was,
Lahoni, wow.
yeah, and there was a big break, I would like to say. You know, people were not coming, local people were not interesting, because socio-political situation was not easy.
Because of conflict, I assume,
Exactly.
war and conflict and all that.
Yeah. You can imagine, without these conflicts, this region was, like I would like to say, something special for our civilization, for our knowledge in the past.
Yeah.
And it should continue.
Yeah.
But sometimes these wars, these horrible things are coming and stop it everything.
Yeah, exactly. Conflict and wars don't only affect humans. They are started by humans,
Yes.
but they affect animals
Yes,
and the
exactly.
environment that has nothing. They have nothing to do with the war.
I sometimes say to people, imagine this war without people. This will be nothing.
Exactly.
Only like earth with animals and peace, I would like to say.
Exactly. Yeah, I read in some papers that the Kurdistan region is like a dream place for researchers who would like to come here and find out different species of mammals, reptiles, birds. Because as you said, it was isolated for years.
Exactly. As I said in the beginning, this is because of this break, biogeographic break. Kurdistan, Zagros, these are part of some big mountains coming from the Balkans or Alps to Himalayas. This is one story. And you can see many species which are living in this region, which are very similar, and they are all in all these like areas. But this particular area is specific because Mesopotamia is close, this Anatolia is close, and these are, different in sense of composition.
Exactly.
And Caucasian region is also not far. Then this Iranian highlands is not far, and Persian Gulf. You have some, sea snakes in the Persian Gulf. So fantastic place.
Exactly. No, I'm sure there are, as you said, different species that could still be discovered in the Kurdistan region.
I think.
So speaking of that, this conversation is very enjoyable, of course. Thank you so much for coming to Kurdistan, for researching and studying our
Yeah, I'm
snakes
happy
and
to be here, you know,
reptiles.
and I am happy that people accepted this,
Yeah,
my
no,
research, and
definitely.
yes, they are
It's a very,
interesting.
very valuable study that you have done, because as you said, we live with these animals, and we must understand them and respect them.
Yes,
And so if you like, we could go for a walk and look around to see if we come across any snakes. Sometimes I come across snakes, I come across their
skins.
skins. Yeah, if we are lucky, we may
Okay,
find
perfect,
some.
perfect. I will be
Yeah.
happy.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for invitation and for this talk.
Definitely, my pleasure.